What is up? It's your boy jonni.shreve. I have BB promos to tell like it is, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Train With Me. This one's a little advanced. We're gonna do cleans. So for you guys, you're out there who are maybe, in the CrossFit or Olympic lifts, we're gonna go over cleans. Now this is the way I coach it. Very, very simple cues I've used to help people kind of get the feel of doing cleans. I've taken people who've never done a clean like before, not even athletic, and be able to get them to do cleans by these cues. So this is one you got to really pay attention to. I'm gonna throw a bunch of cues. You're gonna have to probably rewind this thing over and over again. Anyway, before you get started, subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification button so next time I put a video, it'll be first ones again. Also got my ebook, the Ultimate Push-Pull Legs Training ebook is out right now. Go to my site right now, jonni.shreve.com, and grab it, or you can go right down to the description right there, and the link is right there for you guys, the first one. So click on that, get the ebook, and get yourself some awesome gains. Anyway, let's get it started. Cleans. And again, we got Erica here who's gonna help me out, and we're gonna get it going. So before we get started, for you guys who are going to do cleans, you have to be able to have enough mobility to actually put yourself in a front rack or front squat position. For me, I used to, not anymore. So that's why we're getting Erica to help me with the demonstration. So let's get into a front rack position right away so we understand what I mean by front rack. So front rack position basically is front squat. So what we want to do is make sure that we're here, that, remember, we're not holding the weight with our hands, we're holding it with our elbows. So we're gonna make sure those are up and relaxing our shoulders in the back and make sure those elbows stay up. And we can let the weight, I say, less hands, more fingers. You can let the weight kind of slip into your fingertips to give you a little more, room, and you can put it up. Now when you actually do a squat, you can do a squat, give it a go. Good. Now when you're squatting, make sure you're driving the elbows up on the way up and up on the way down. That's gonna keep the bar up straight. Good. Put it right back down. Perfect. So again, if you can't front squat properly or get full range, work on the mobility before you even start trying to do this, because then you're not really doing a proper clean. Anyway, so let's start. So a few things before we get started actually doing the clean. We're gonna do a progression to the actual clean. So we're gonna start off first with doing like a power shrug, and then a power upright row, and then getting into the actual clean. So for the first part, what we do want to do is, now for you guys to understand cleans, clean is almost like jumping. Literally, it's actually jumping, but we're not really leaving the floor. So to give you guys the same idea, just kind of just jump for me. Good. So, jump a little higher than that, please. There you go. So what we want to do is when we do this, we want full hip extension, not flexion. So when people do cleans for the start, they make the biggest mistake, and when they try and do it, they don't get full extension. We're using your hip drive to help you get that bar up while timing it up with a power shrug, but not shrugging up in the air, shrugging yourself back. So grab the bar. Now again, if you're looking at it, like how far should my hands be? Again, if you are, if your mobility is good, then you should be able to go about shoulder width apart. So when we start, now a couple things we want to do to get ourselves from trying to yank the bar up. We're going to curl our wrists a little bit, just a tiny bit there. Now if you have enough room for your hands, we can do like a hook grip, which is basically hooking your hands over, your fingers over your thumb. That's going to actually help you kind of like not try to think about gripping the bar so hard, because we don't want to grip the bar hard. We want to be really passive with our hands, because we're not pulling necessarily. We're reacting and guiding the weight up. So to start off, we're gonna make sure our feet are where they are naturally. We're gonna get ourselves into like a partial Romanian deadlift posture. We're gonna make sure our lats are activated so we don't have the bar falling away from our body. We're gonna bend a little bit here, and then we're gonna do a shrug while going onto our tippy toes, and then we're gonna land onto our heels and let that bar drop at the same time. So go ahead. Go. Good. Now do it again. Head up. You can look straight. There you go. And again. Shrug. Good. Now when you watch her shrug, she's shrugging back, not forward. Because when we're jumping that full extension, we're going to end up being here, not forward. So let's do it again. Good. Snap it hard, fast. Good. Now I want to hear yourself hit the floor with those heels. So right onto your heels. Now while we're hitting the floor with the heels, we're gonna remind ourselves to cushion that blow on our heels by hinging our butt back. So we don't wanna do it and land just on our toes. Do it and land your toes. We don't wanna do that. We wanna make sure you do it again, and we make sure our hips come right back to the starting position. Go ahead. Good. Now, from there, we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna do an upright row. So we're gonna go from let's do five just power shrugs. Do 5 power shrugs first. There you go, good. Again. Now make sure you keep your lats engaged so the bar doesn't fall away from it. There you go, good. Good. Now do the power upright row. I want you to feel the weight floating like up on the way up. Good, now a little more. So when we do these, you don't want your elbows to flare out and going this way. You want me pulling back this way on that direction, right? Because we want to keep the pathway of the bar to stay the same. We don't want the bar to come away from your body and back in, right? We want to make sure the bar pathway stays up the whole way. Go ahead. Good, now don't load. Remember, this is good because we haven't done this in a long time. We're actually doing a real coaching up session here. Don't load the bar. So a lot of times when we do shrugs, we try to get a little more range by loading and then coming back up. You need to learn how to start from that hang position. You can start a little bit lower there, mid-thigh, and working on those hips coming forward, snapping the hips up. It's a really quick, dominant movement, snap. There you go, good.
Still went out a little bit. So.
Good. Yeah, so curl in, lats engaged, curl the weight up, open your chest up when you're coming up. Good, do it again. Hard and fast.
Ooh, too
good.
much.
One more. Pull. Good, now I want you to give me a little more strength, pulling that weight up.
Okay.
Good. Now I want you to try and get a little more hip drive. Feel your hips doing the work. Full extension from the heel, so you need to be up, tall, and try and get that bar to come up a little bit higher, guide it up. Don't try and lift it up, guide up, a little more strength, a little more speed. Pull. There you go. Open right up. Good, relax. Now, another cool cue, an easy cue for you guys to understand, will be pretend you're zipping a zipper up with both hands. But when you do a zipper up, you stay close to your body. So if I just do this motion here, if I'm zipping a zipper up, that's the same motion I want to feel when I'm pulling the weight up, right? So pretend there's 2 zippers on both sides, you're trying to pull a zipper up, right? We're not doing this, we're doing this, pulling up this way, right? So let's do it again. Now from here, this is probably the hardest part for most people to understand is the turnover, the elbows turning right over underneath. This bar moves, let it do its thing. Don't try to reverse curl because most people are going to end up reverse curling the weight. So I'm not gonna have you do the weight right there, but most people when they do a curl, when they do a clean, they come here and they end up doing this. We want the weight to come up here, right? So zipper up. Now, when you're doing the full rotation of the arm, think about trying to uppercut somebody in the face. It's my best cue I got for that one, I don't know. But be quick with your elbows. Now, when we're catching the actual weight from here, I want you to think about if someone's gonna throw you a ball in the air, you're not gonna sit there, or something heavy, you're not gonna sit there like this and just catch it. You're gonna cradle it and then stand back up, right? So there you go, right? So she's definitely not gonna go like this and then bounce all over the place and smash around. It's here we're going to cradle the weight and coming back up. So we're catching the weight while it's at its highest point and coming up with it. So we don't wanna try to have the weight come down, smack us on the chest and then go down and come back up, right? So let's go.
You're awfully close to this bar.
I should not be getting hit
I know.
if you do it right. Good speed of the hips. If you watch her speed from the hips,
Okay.
it's good. No, I'm saying good speed from the hips. Good. And relax. As the weight gets heavier, the more hip drive you're gonna have to add into it. Again, we're not pulling the weight. Think of your arms, same with deadlifts, as being like ropes with hooks on them. And you're just using the kinetic energy from your hip drive to help bring that weight up, fast elbows underneath and catching it on the way down and coming up. Cradling the weight on the way down, cradle the weight. Anyway, so we have Erica now with some added weight. Now I want you to pay attention to how much more hip drive she's gonna use. Now those are only 10 pounds each side. We use real weights here. And you'll see the difference in how much weight or how much emphasis you put into her hip drive. So don't try to lift the weight up with your arms, lift the weight up with your hip drive. There you go, more hips. Pretend you're almost like, pretend you're trying to jump as high as you can, but your toes are nailed into the ground.
Okay.
Keep that cue. There you go. So when you do this,
Yeah.
you're here still,
Yeah.
up, open your body right up so you can get underneath it.
Okay.
Because if we're not open, we're not fully extension. We want full hip extension. Do it again. So again, pretend your toes are nailed into the floor. You're trying to jump as high as you can.
Okay.
Full hip extension, let your body open right up. Try the hips. There you go.
That one, I think.
Knees, hips. One more.
I've almost
There you go.
threw that over my head.
Yeah, good. That's hips. You can see from your heels, how high your heels come off the ground. That's good. That is good. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the tutorial, guys. My easiest way to explain doing cleans is very advanced. I'd recommend if you're actually gonna do this, make sure you have someone there with you who can actually keep coaching you, giving you cues. You can come back to this video anytime you want. Again, very, very advanced movement, but a good one to put into your regimen if you can do it. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, I'm gonna come with the Tell Like It Is, transparent, vulnerable truth. And guys, gotta make ebook. The ultimate push-pull leg train ebook is out right now, guys. Go to my site right now, jonni.shreve.com. Anyway, guys, go to my site, jonni.shreve.com, and book yourself a phone consult, 15 to 30 minutes after that consult. If you want to go with coaching, whether it's a one-time plan or recurring plan, I already deduct it off any package that you pick, except for the ebook. Anyway, use my code Johnny15 for 50% off the Power 13 cookbook. Use my code Johnny for 50% off fitart.com. Use my other code Johnny30 for 30% off. Let's get checked. Make sure you guys are healthy on the inside as well as the outside. And guys, add me on Instagram and TikTok, guys. Send me your progress pics, your foodie clips, progress pics, foodie pics, video clips. I repost it for you guys because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Because if overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. And I can do this, and we're out.